connection.
Okay. In this podcast, please do not do Eminem. Okay?
I promise.
Okay. And in advance, my English is not perfect. Don't use like super complicating English, okay?
Okay, I promise.
Okay.
No Eminem,
You
just
promise.
Kendrick Lamar. Joke, I promise.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, go! What's up, YouTube? It's Rio. How's your day? I'm so full of energy today. So I don't need to talk a lot here, diba? So today, of course, as you know, guys, I have a guest. Then today in this podcast, let's learn about Philippines more and more, specifically history, right? History part. Since you know, today's my guest is my friend, then she's a like influencer, content creator, and she do hosting also, diba? So then we are under same talent management. So shout out to Gush Crowd. Anyways, what we learn about Philippines history is she knows a lot about it. And since she is a descendant of Jose Rizal, diba? Then Jose Rizal is like kind of national hero of the Philippines. Everyone knows him. But of course I'm a Japanese. I came here just 1 year ago. I want to know about it more and more. So if Jose Rizal were not here in the Philippines, maybe today's Philippines couldn't be different. Anyways, today's guest is Hannah Maxine.
Hi!
What's up?
Hey Rio, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. So, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm good. So yeah, how are you?
I'm good. So, yo.
Yo, what's up?
Okay, let's go to the main point
Okay.
as soon as possible. Maybe they're gonna leave here.
I'm just going to follow you.
Okay, help me. Okay.
Okay.
Can you introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Hannah Maxine Cruz. So as Rio said, we're both signed to the same talent agency. I'm a content creator. I am a 6th generation descendant of Jose Rizal through his sister Maria. And of course, I host. So I'm also a radio host on Radio Katipunan 87.9 FM. And I go live every Wednesday. So yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, catch it from 5 to 6 p.m.
Yeah, like this. Be careful, guys. Her English is so. I call her Eminem. So, yeah.
Yes. So what did you want to talk about today?
So today we're gonna talk about Philippines and Philippines histories,
Of
diba?
course. Yeah.
So since diba you know a lot about it. So
Yes.
handa ka ba?
Handa ka na ba?
Handa ka na ba?
Ready na ako.
Are you ready?
Ready na ako.
Okay,
There
let's
we
go. But before that, let's know about her also, diba, guys? Diba?
Of course.
Since you are the first female guest here.
Oh, I am. Okay, that's cool.
Diba, Tunes?
Yes.
Diba? Like, yeah,
That's cool.
female
Okay.
guest.
Yay.
Yay.
Girl.
Can you do something like this or this or
course.
this or to the camera? Okay, thank you.
I had like 3 more ready, Rio. Ano ba?
Okay. First question is, what's a typical day like for you?
Okay, so on days like this, where like I have something, I usually hit the ground running and I start right away. So once I wake up, I just eat quickly, I get ready, and then of course, travel time is always a factor. So then I leave right
Yeah.
away. Then when I get here, I try to get here early so that I could like prepare like what we did earlier. Like we ran through the things that we needed to talk about before we actually talked about it. And then on days where I don't have anything to shoot, I usually just like try to relax first, because for me it's important to be able to relax before I work. And then like after that, the nature of our job is a lot of writing, a lot of editing, and a lot of filming. So then I'll do all of that, and then at the end of the day, I always finish with a K-drama. So of
K-drama.
course, yeah, that's like one of my favorite ways to relax.
Okay, what's your favorite
Yeah.
K-drama?
Oh my gosh, this is always such a hard question. But like, I think my all-time favorite would be Crash Landing on You, because that was the first one that got me into it. That one and Hwarang, where BTSV is. So yeah, I think those two would be like my top two. But the new ones are great also.
Like, are you a like fan of K-drama or like K-culture, K-pop industry, or like K something?
You know, like, it started like a few years ago, like during the pandemic. Like, I got curious about BTS because I saw their collaboration with Coldplay. And then after that, like, I just wanted to know their names and see their other performances. But then, like, I kind of black holed, and then I started like going for other groups also. Usually the boys, so like Tomorrow by Together and Hypen, 17, and then K-dramas came shortly after. And I think what drew me to it was how they write, like their stories and stuff. I like the pacing, how they don't make the girl and the boy end up together in the first episode, but you see how it gets there. So yeah. I'll talk slower.
No, it's okay. I can understand everything.
Okay.
So like K-drama style, like
It's fun. Yeah. No, you know how like, I mean, I also like a lot of Western dramas, but it's just nice how in K-dramas, like, there's a build-up to how they're going to end up together. And it's not like a right-away thing. They prolong it so that your attention is really held.
But I know you love the Korean guys, right? That's why you're into K-drama, right?
Hey, I just happen to like them because I like their music first or their show first.
Okay, they look like, Korean
You're
diba, vibes.
yeah, you have the idol look.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. So, okay. Anyways, BTS is coming back soon, diba?
Yeah, Jin is already back, so I'm so excited. Actually, the morning that we filmed this podcast, Jin was just announced to be a torchbearer in the Paris Olympics, and then Jimin just released a song. It's going to be an album, so like I like seeing them slowly coming back, getting ready for 2025.
Do you have any message to BTS as an army?
Oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting that. But, serve well. Everybody misses you. We're excited for 2025. Fighting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Thank you so much.
Jorge.
Okay. You're a big fan of K-drama.
Yes. Yes. K
K-pop,
culture. There you go. K
culture. Oh, in BCC there is a like K.
I saw that.
Some like
Yeah, there's
K
like
shop.
a,
What we call
yeah,
that?
the
K
new
shop?
one. It's like I don't remember what the name is, but they just opened like that K store, I think. Where
Like it has a lot of like
yes.
Korean things, right?
Yeah.
Not groceries, right?
No,
like
not
K-
groceries. Merch.
Merch.
Is that the
Yeah,
one by the
K-
park?
I think so.
Oh,
I
it's
didn't
by the
get
park,
to go
right?
in, but like seeing it from outside, it's more of like merch, like their toys, clothes, stuff like that. And supposedly they have like other things in it too. Like, I kid you not, supposedly, allegedly, they have dance classes there.
Really?
Yeah, maybe you should try it. We'll bring back like that old video that we did of us dancing to the TXT song.
Okay. Is this okay to know?
Yeah, it's good.
Talaga?
I think it's called K-Life, right?
Oh, yeah. I think that's what it's called.
K-Life.
Yeah.
Okay, K-Life. Anyways, okay, since you are a content creator, an influencer, a host, I mean, let me ask this, like, why did you start your career?
Okay, so I started my career as a host in 2019 when I was in my second year of college.
Okay.
So basically, I never planned on being a host, actually. It was just something that happened by a series of coincidences. So it all started when I needed retention points to stay in an org that I really liked, because in college here in the Philippines, like, I'm not sure if it's the same in Japan, but they encourage you to be part of student organizations.
Okay.
And to be able to keep your space in the student organization, you have to earn like a certain number of retention points so that they keep you in there.
Interesting.
So,
We don't have it in Japan.
oh, okay. So there, insight into how it is, at least in the college I went to. And then, like, I saw that they were doing this, like, sign up for a radio show. And then, to be able to complete my retention points, I signed up to be the marketing manager, not the host, the marketing manager.
Okay.
And then, like, they accepted me, and then they said, like, okay, so we're going to have a meeting on this day at this time. And then, like, when I got to the elevator, the host at the time was a friend of mine who I had known from a very long time ago. And then, like, we talked a bit because we bumped into each other, and he didn't realize that we were on our way to the same meeting. And then, when we got to the meeting, he was like, oh, you're joining this too? And then, like, I kind of just made a joke and said, no, I was just tailing you. And then the producer found that really funny and said, would you like to be a host as well? Like, do you want to host too? So me having zero experience with needing the retention points, I was just like, okay, sure. And yeah,
What made you say yes?
I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I don't know actually, but it's a good thing I did, because that's what started everything. And then, so we started preparing, and then a few months later, we did our first demo. Like, we
Okay.
did our first trial run, and that was the day that they told me, like, oh, the main host had to step out because he was assigned to another project. So you're hosting this now, and we need to
Okay.
find you another co-host. And I was just like, oh, okay, great. And then, yeah, so then I hosted that show. It was called Clapback, and it was about movies. So I hosted that for a few months. And then when the pandemic hit, and then we had to, like, change format, and then, like, we weren't broadcasting from the campus anymore. It was on Zoom. That's when the radio station said, like, okay, we're going to give you your own show. So I was elevated to, I was the only student at the time elevated to the title of anchor in that radio station. And then I had my own show where I was the solo host, and then, like, yeah, and then, like, change of concept. So then I started interviewing celebrities. So, like, Gary Valenciano, Martin Rivera, like, the people who you probably see, like, on the news and stuff. So then, yeah, and then from there, it just kept on going and going, and then until here we are today. So that's kind of what started everything for me, like,
Okay.
that hosting job, because, like, it was a weekly show. So I was definitely, like, I was really pursuing it. I was really, like, consistently doing it for weeks and weeks. And then that's what brought me actually to Gush Cloud also, because, like, I saw that they were looking for people with a hosting background. So I was like, okay, I have a hosting background. And then like, I attended their audition, and then that's when, like, after that is when they were like, okay, like, we'll sign you as a talent. And then, like, that's what started the content creation journey for me.
That
Yeah.
day was,
Yes,
we
that
met.
day, the day we met.
Okay.
So it was there
It was like a year ago already, I guess.
almost a year ago, because they were like, oh, we needed, like, someone who can host for, like,
yeah.
our reels. And then that's kind of what started it. And then that's when I also started taking content creation more seriously, because before that, like, it was something that I would do, like, once in a while. Like, I'll show where I am or what I'm doing. Like, I wasn't so consistent on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok yet, but it was after that I was like, okay, like, this is fun. It's something I enjoy doing, and it's something that I can do beside hosting. So that's when I started doing it. And then, yeah, and then, like, it was recently where I started, like, focusing my content a little more, because, like, it's a process, right? Like, finding your niche and, like, finding, like, what makes good content. So then, like, it was this year where I said, like, I thought, like, hey, I'm doing stuff as a descendant of Jose Rizal, so, like, I might as well document it also. And then at the same time, I'm not seeing a lot of people talking about like history, especially like facts and stuff on my socials. So that's the gap that I intend to fill up. And that's when I started filming those historical content reels. There you go. That's the backstory. That's the lore.
Thank you so much. How is the journey so far? Are you enjoying it?
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Like, honestly, I still feel very new to everything, of course, especially because like with this topic, it's been less than a year. But I think like in something like in an industry that moves as fast as ours, like I really still feel new. Right?
Yeah, we are new, right?
Exactly, we
Actually,
are new.
we are kind of same batch, right?
Yeah, we are. We're practically
Right.
batchmates.
Yeah, right.
If we were a K-pop group, we'd both be from the same gen.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, what kind of contents do you post on your social media?
On my social media. So on Instagram, TikTok, and then YouTube, like I'm still doing shorts, not so much the long form yet, but I'm working towards that. Like everything I'm doing now is to prepare for the long form. So I post mostly like my history facts, which are very short. So like it's usually a minute long. And then majority about Jose Rizal, of course, like what we're going to talk about later. And then I also talk about like other historical figures. Like on my TikTok, lately people have been requesting like, oh, can you talk about Emilio Jacinto? Can you talk about this hero or this person? So that's something like I just started and like I'm working towards. And then so there, historical facts, people, events. And then also every week I'll post something a little more personal, like a place that I go or like a funny skit, random things. So like I'll always have a day allotted for the serious stuff, the historical stuff, and then a day allotted for like the fun stuff or something random.
But you're passionate about like Filipino culture, history, things.
Yeah, yeah. It's something that I'm passionate about and that I really want to bring a lot of attention to, especially now.
Like, how do you stay motivated to create that kind of content? Or inspired?
Well, I guess what inspires me also is like when I'm online, I see that there are a lot of, like I said earlier, spaces that need filling. There are a lot of questions that need answers. And sometimes I so happen to have the answer to that, either from things I learned from school before or things that I read or stumble upon. Because like when I talk to some people, we find out that a lot of what we learned in school before isn't exactly the same as what they're learning now. And then because of that, they get interested, like, oh, we didn't learn about this figure or this thing. So sometimes that motivates me also because I genuinely enjoy talking about it and showing people that it doesn't always need to be so serious. It can be fun and it can be easy to understand.
Okay, before I ask about historical things or Jose Rizal, what projects or dreams are you currently pursuing?
Oh, okay. So the long form stuff, I can't talk much about yet, but just trust me when I say like the reels and stuff that I'm posting now are going to lead to something. So that's something to watch out for. And then I guess like a long-term plan is I want to continue hosting, but like on different platforms also. Like I want to,
What do you mean?
on different platforms. So right now I'm radio, right? So I want to eventually work up to having like my own show, like
On YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube or on any platforms. And then like I have some dream events I want to host or like be a part of. So yeah, that's like something that's hopefully down the road for me. Yeah.
So exciting.
And I want to go back to music.
Music.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you
yeah.
sing. You sing, diba?
Exactly. I sing and like I write songs, and then like the thing with me is I'm always writing, but I'm never finishing. So
Bucket.
inspiration. So like I'm always like, oh, there's this new concept I have, and I have a melody that I want to pair with it, and then I'll get as far as a stanza and a chorus, and then be like, okay, I'll set it aside first for when I have the idea to finish it, and then, whoops, something happens, I forget about it. So I just want to be more consistent with that and being able to like to be able to write and sing again.
Which do you play some instrument?
You know, I used to play the piano. Like I used to take lessons for that, and then like I'm just very rusty. Like I don't think I can even say I can play the guitar or the ukulele anymore. But like I have to, that's the thing, I have to go back to those two because those two I never took lessons for. I just like, you know, YouTube University.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's something I want to be more consistent at. But until now, I still sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should do that. You
Yeah.
should sing. Since we have a lot of platforms, right?
Exactly.
I mean, TikTok,
Yeah.
Facebook, YouTube,
We-
IG.
right?
Just make a reel.
Yeah, make a reel.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Then
will.
just boom, boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom,
exactly. We're actually lucky now that we have all of those. Like, to
Yeah,
just
true.
post,
Like, show
right?
ourselves, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of freedom in that sense.
Yeah. You should do that.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
put the camera.
Yeah.
Right?
Let me practice again. Yeah,
Go,
definitely.
Go.
Hey, and it's ukulele, not
Are you
ukulele.
serious? I've been pronouncing it wrong my
Yeah.
whole life.
Like it's uku is like hair lice.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so it's kind of like jumping fleas type of thing.
Oh,
Wait.
That's a
Is that
ukulele.
Why is it
American
called-
English?
Hawaiian.
It's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
It's originally ukulele.
Ukulele.
But when I
Okay.
asked Google also said ukulele.
Yeah,
or
and then
something.
people shorten it to uke.
Yeah. No, we
Yeah.
say that too, but yeah.
Oh,
for short.
okay.
For short.
Ukulele is from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ukulele.
Do you play tennis?
Hell no.
I'm gonna trust Inez though because he's from Hawaii.
Yeah. But it's easier to play ukulele. No, ukulele.
Ukulele.
There you go.
Than
Yeah. Then guitar.
Guitar.
Yeah, for me, ukulele was
Ukulele.
easier to learn, and then like it was easier to bring around also because it's smaller and then 4 strings. So I remember when I was in high school, that's when I was like, okay, I want to start bringing my ukulele to school, especially like for music class and you have projects and stuff, because like it's easier than bringing like a guitar or needing to wait for your turn to use the keyboard. So that's the main reason why I learned how. And then I was like, I really liked it because of how happy it sounded and how easy it was to like bring around also. So yeah. Are you planning to learn?
It seems difficult, you know. I'm not good at like.
It's a lot of hand-eye coordination.
Okay.
All right.
From now on, let me ask about historical things and
Okay.
something. Tell us about being a descendant of Jose Rizal and also Jose Rizal.
Okay, so being a descendant first. Or
Jose Rizal
Jose
first,
Rizal,
yeah.
okay.
From my knowledge, Jose Rizal is a national hero here in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And you told me about him a lot, diba?
Yeah.
He just, was in Japan for few months.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll give you the facts. So,
Okay.
Dr. Jose Rizal, like I guess for anybody who would be encountering him for the first time, is a national hero here in the Philippines. And he wrote the novel Noli Me Tangere, that's
Okay.
Spanish, and it translates to Touch Me Not in English.
Okay.
It's also known as a social cancer because in that book, he critiqued how the Spanish were treating the Filipinos, like how the government was at the time, how they ran the country basically, and of course, like how how the politicians and the friars were treating the Filipinos. So because of that, like it jump-started the revolution. It contributed to starting the revolution because it opened a lot of people's eyes. Like it showed them like, oh yeah, we are being treated like this. This is a social reality that's happening. And because of that book, a lot of people like jumped on the we need change train. So that's like the quickest way to put it. And eventually I found out that it wasn't just in the Philippines that Noli Me Tangere served as an inspiration to start a revolution. Also in some other countries, like as I was told. So that was very interesting to find out. But of course, outside of being that author, he was also a doctor. He was an eye doctor.
Okay.
Yeah, he was an eye doctor, and then he was also an artist. He'd paint, he'd draw a lot.
Like you. Okay.
He was a sculptor and he was a teacher. Like,
Okay.
I think that's something that's overlooked. So basically, he did everything. Yeah.
So talented.
Super
Like-
Renaissance man. That's the term for it.
But the main thing was like he woke Filipinos up. Like, hey,
Yeah.
it's time to wake up.
Yeah, like,
let's
guys.
change the history or like. like-
Well, you know, some people say that you can't verify if that was his real intention behind writing the book. Because, of course, we can't exactly talk to him anymore. But that was the effect of the book on the people. Because one thing that can be confirmed is that he wrote this to kind of just show how life was back then. Like, in a sense, it's a bit of a time capsule. Like, this is how the Philippines is right now at this point in time. And it ain't that good there in that, like, short of saying. Yeah.
Okay. So, what stories about Jose Rizal did you hear while growing up?
Okay, so this one is actually a really funny one because, like, of course, when we're in school, they only tell us the serious things.
Yeah.
Like, he treated his mother's eyesight, he wrote the book, he went around Europe and around the world. But one thing that I found funny was when he was a kid, he made a sculpture of himself, like out of clay. Like, he made a sculpture out of himself, and then his sisters were laughing at him and making fun of him, saying like, why are you doing that? Like, why would you make like a sculpture of yourself and it's ugly and stuff? And then he was like, one day, long after I'm dead, people will be building statues of me. And you're not going to be laughing anymore. And then he kind of predicted the future because that actually happened.
Yeah.
Right?
In Japan.
Yeah,
also,
yeah,
right?
exactly. You guys have a bust of him in Hibiya Park?
Hibiya Park.
Yeah.
In Tokyo.
Yeah.
In Tokyo,
exactly.
right?
In Tokyo.
Yeah,
in Tokyo.
Hibiya Park.
Because that's where
Yeah.
he stayed when he was
yeah,
there.
there's his statue. Yeah, there's his statue. Then when I went back to Japan, like she asked me, like, Leo, can you take a picture of his statue? Then I said, oh, you should go by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Have
I've never been.
You've never been to Japan,
I've
diba?
never been to Japan, like, ever.
Diba?
But it's definitely in my travel bucket list.
How come?
Huh?
How come?
How come Japan is in my travel bucket list? Because I want to, like, okay, first of all, I want to eat.
Japanese food.
Yeah, Japanese food. Like,
Okay.
I love Japanese food. And though it's easy to get here in the Philippines, I feel like it'll taste different there. Like, of course, I want to try the authentic food. And then, of course, I want to go sightseeing. But I'm sorry, I will start my sightseeing with Disneyland. Of course, I want to see Disneyland, the anime spots
okay.
and stuff and all of that. And, of course,
Walt
the
Disney
culture. of it.
statue. Not
Walt-
Jose Rizal. okay.
Mickey Mouse, Disney Sea.
Okay. But you wanna see the statue of Jose Rizal also.
Definitely. I
Yeah.
want to see that because, you know, growing up, like, I mean, I've always wanted to go to
Mm-hmm.
Japan. I told you that because anime, Disney, food.
Yeah.
But then, like, when I found out that he had a bust there, I was like, oh, that's something I want to see because, like, you know, Jose Rizal's a Filipino. He's not exactly Japanese. But then there's a bust there. Like, they still commemorate him there. So I want to see it.
Why we have, Japan? It's a huge question. I'm sorry, I should know it.
Okay, you will know it now.
Yeah.
So actually, Jose Rizal has Japanese blood.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Didn't know
somewhere up there, mixed lineage.
Okay,
and
okay.
then there's a little percentage of Japanese. But the main reason why they have a bust of him there is because that's where he stayed when he was in Japan. So he was there for, I recall, like maybe a month or a few months. It was a stopover on
Okay.
his way to the West. And then he stayed there in Hibiya Park because that
Park,
spot where the statue was a hotel in his time.
Oh, okay.
So like that's literally where he stayed. And then when he was there, I've told you this before, like he kind of just went on a cultural immersion because he had a friend. And then that friend of his like showed him around, showed him the culture, brought him to Kabuki Place.
Kabuki place.
Yeah, and then he really fell in love with the place. Like there are diary entries of his talking about how he likes the food, he likes how people were that time, and then yeah, he just took a lot of cultural notes, and he even like wanted to stay there.
Oh, but that's so interesting, right?
Yeah, it
he stayed there
is.
just for a few months, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But we have his statue, diba? So I want to explain this. Hibiya Park is one of the biggest park in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Everyone knows Hibiya Park.
Yeah,
It's kind of
okay.
sightseeing spot, of course. Then there is the statue, diba?
Yes, yes.
So, right?
Yeah.
Now you guys know how
Yeah, now we know
big he is. Big.
how influential he is
influential
outside of the
he is.
Philippines,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Jose Rizal. How do you feel, being like Jose Rizal's descendant?
When I was a kid, it was one of those classroom stories, I'd say. Right. It was one of those classroom stories, I say. And then as I got older, it became a fun fact. Like, when you're introducing yourself in class and they tell you to say 2 truths and a lie, and then you have to like give 2 truths and a lie and confuse your classmates. So that eventually it became just like that, like a fun fact. But then now that I'm all of a sudden I'm being active in like the activities, in the actual cultural promotion, because now the family wants more people to be aware of him and his actual contribution. Like they want people to know, why is he on the 1 peso coin, or why does he have a statue in Luneta? Now it feels like I don't exactly know the word for it, but it's a lot more serious now because there's a responsibility behind it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Like when you were a child, like elementary student or like junior high student, like you said like, oh, I'm a descendant of.
Yeah, it's
Jose
just
Rizal.
it's like one of those fun facts. Like when we learn about him, because diba, you're required to learn about him. We're required to read the books. It's like, hey guys, that's my grandpa. Haha. Like it was like that, and then what?
So brave.
Yeah.
If I were you, I don't say anything. Like just quiet.
You know me, I'm no filter.
Oh, exactly true. Oh, how was it? How was it?
It's
Like
funny, but sometimes when it's to the teacher, I wouldn't say it because like if they're like, oh, you're a descendant of Jose Rizal, let's make the exam harder. I don't want that.
But how was it? How was the others' reaction? Like when you said like, oh, he's my grandpa, and
It's
how was the other?
it's opposite ends of the spectrum. It's either they find it really cool or really funny, or they don't believe me at all.
Don't
Yeah,
believe me
like
at all. Okay.
I have some like classmates who only started believing me now because like when I post, like when I have a speech in Kalamba, and then like I post that on my Instagram or on my Facebook, they're like, "Oh, you weren't joking back in grade school." So I'm just like, yeah.
You guys don't have some sort of like medallion or some sort of
We
thing,
don't.
right? To
Yeah,
like bracelet or like
Or like a
pin.
sublime. No,
yeah,
we,
something.
we don't actually. Like growing up, all we had was like when they would make like a commemorative thing, like when they'd make those coins or like that board game that I brought here once. That's it. Like they would just give you that, but we don't exactly have anything to wear, which is like why in events, like when I was a kid, we had a 150th anniversary, like birth anniversary for him. We didn't exactly have like an outfit or like a distinguishing factor. On the day itself, they just gave us a ribbon and a sticker, and the stickers would be like color coded, like based on which sibling you're descended from. But that's not like something that you always have, right? Like it's just a ribbon for the day. So yeah, but I think that's something that they're starting to work on for the next big event. So spoiler. But the Rizal groups actually, like the ladies of Rizal and the knights of Rizal, they have a uniform.
Uniform.
They have a uniform.
How does it look like?
So I think they have a sash. They have
Okay. So there are like many descendants of Jose Rizal.
Yeah, there are a lot because
You know
imagine,
everybody?
No, that's how big the family is. Because imagine there
Oh.
were so many siblings. So
Yeah, especially he's a
as in-
Filipino, di ba? Di ba? Many family, di ba? Di ba?
Back then, yeah, that was the thing back then, like a big family and stuff. So,
He was so active.
but But he himself didn't have kids.
Oh.
Yeah, he himself didn't have kids. Because like if he had kids,
Oh, yeah,
of
yeah.
course they'd be the very active ones. But because he doesn't have kids, the ones who carry like the bloodline, the family, it's the kids of the siblings.
Okay.
So yeah, so all of us.
Okay. Interesting.
He did have a son, though the son was a stillborn.
Mm.
But then like yeah, his line, like him directly ended.
Oh,
Yeah.
so sad. He was not active.
Oh my god.
anyways. Stop it, Leo. Stop it. Okay. What is your favorite childhood memory related to your family history?
Okay. So I guess it would be that day, that 150th birth anniversary, because that was the first time I ever did anything like Rizal family related.
Wait,
So
where was that?
this was in 2011.
Okay.
So I was around 11 or 12 years old. And then this was like the first big Rizal family event that I ever attended, because like usually before that it was like small gatherings or like by branch.
Okay.
But then this one, all of us had to go to the house, like his shrine, the Rizal shrine in Calamba, Laguna. And then like yeah, Calamba, Laguna. Usually, fun fact, this is like a required field trip for Filipino grade school and high school students. So it was my first time going there as like a non-student. And then I remember this day so well because I met the president at the time.
Manny Pacquiao?
Oh my gosh.
No.
It was
2011, di ba?
2011.
Duterte.
no. Kaya mo yan, kaya mo yan.
Hindi. Who's that?
It was former President Noynoy Aquino.
Noynoy Aquino.
Yes.
Cool name, Noynoy Aquino.
He passed away a few years ago, actually, over the
talaga?
pandemic. Yeah. But then, that was my first time meeting a president. And then, you know, I was 12 years old at the time. So, I was 12 years old at the time. So, like, they were saying, like, oh, the president is going to walk by. So, everybody has to line up. And then, like, I don't know how it happened, but I ended up in front of the line.
Okay.
Like, you know, I was by the window and he was like over here.
Okay.
But somehow I ended up here where he was passing. And then like he shook my hand. Like even if I was like a small little child, like yeah.
Then you did like...
Mano.
Di
No,
ba?
I didn't
No?
mano.
Bakit?
I didn't mano because they said handshake. And you know, I didn't think about like I don't know.
Mano. You
I
should do
didn't mano. I
Can
shook
you
his hand.
explain mano to my viewers?
Okay, so mano. Oh, do you want me to mano you?
Yeah.
Okay, Tito Rio. So, mano is when you like, it's a Philippine custom to show respect. Like, it's a greeting, it's a sign of respect where the younger person gets the hand of the older person and touches it to their forehead. So, yes.
But you didn't do mano, di ba?
I didn't mano. It was a handshake event.
Pero, you could do that, di ba? It's a polite way, di ba?
It's polite, and usually more of in the provinces that's really like the norm of how to
okay.
greet an elderly. Like here in Manila, it's usually like that, like handshake, or when it's a tito, tita, beso. But in the province, especially where my province is Bataan, it's mano. Yes, yeah, exactly.
Mano.
And then close to Christmas time, well, this is just it's a joke, okay? But then like during Christmas time, when you mano, your ninongs, ninangs, titos, titas, they'll give you money around Christmas.
Ninos, Nita, Nina. Who's a Ninos, Nina,
Ninong,
Nina?
ninang, godfather, godmother.
Godfather, godmother.
Yeah.
Oh, Nino, Ninas.
Ninong, ninang.
Nino, Ninas.
Oh, okay, so you learned that today.
Nino, Ninas.
Ninong, ninang,
Nino,
godfather, godmother.
Godfather, godmother?
Yes. So here, okay. Cultural insight again. So you're in the
Do you
Philippines.
know that, Tines? Nino, Ninas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Because like here in
Bucket.
the Philippines, like usually you have a lot of
It's like Jesus or something?
no.
Like kind of like uncle or like, you know, like
Yeah,
tito,
titos,
tita.
titas.
Tito, titas,
But
uncle,
usually-
Yeah, that's the older one.
Yeah,
like
the older ones.
Bachan.
Bachan, Jichan.
Yeah.
Jichan, Bachan.
Not grandpa.
Not grandpa. Ninong, ninang. Usually there's a context like when you get baptized, like when you're Catholic especially,
Okay.
your parents get you ninongs and ninangs. So godmother, godfather, like godfather, godmother. And then Yeah. So then it's for part of like the baptism because they have to like it's part of the ceremony. And then when you get older during your confirmation, when you confirm the promises that your ninongs and ninangs made for you in baptism, you also get another set of like another godfather, another godmother with you. So yeah. You didn't know that? Okay,
I don't know.
there.
When
there
you say
go.
godfather, like my
Oh, you were
image is
expecting like Godfather,
Godfather.
yeah, like in the movie, right?
The whiskey bourbon or something, like Godfather, right?
Yeah.
But Ninas,
Ninong, ninang, yeah.
Like Tito, Tita, something like that.
Yeah, it's become
relatives. Okay.
Relatives. Sometimes they're not your relatives. Also,
They might
yeah,
be like super good friends.
yeah,
or-
like super good friends of your parents or family.
I don't think they
friends.
have in Japan.
Yeah, it's a very
I don't
actually.
think so.
Oji-san, oba-san. But
Maybe not
before
that.
they-
Yeah. Sorry, I was mistaken.
You have
No,
that.
no, no.
You have in the States, right? Godfather,
Godfather,
godmother.
godmother, yeah.
But here in the Philippines, the joke is that you have so many. Yeah, that's
Because-
like the joke that you have so many godfathers, godmothers, like in the Philippines compared to like in the U.S.
Since Philippines family is so big,
Yeah, and family oriented. Yeah.
right? In Japan, no.
Oh, okay.
Our family is so small. That's why we
Really?
have no Nino, Ninas,
Yeah.
godfather, godmother, only. Right?
But wait, I'm curious because you said like you're telling me like you see that Filipino families are so big.
Oh.
So do most of the Filipino families you see they're like big, like a lot of siblings and stuff?
Fucking big, right? Right?
It is. Yeah, when you really
Really?
think about
Yeah,
it.
it's
is,
a compliment. It's a compliment.
Yeah, okay.
Of course.
No, that's interesting.
Fucking
'Cause-
big.
Well, my family, like my immediate family is small because I'm an only child.
Okay.
Yeah, it just feels bigger like with my cousins and stuff. But yeah, okay, that was just
so
interesting.
big, right?
Yeah.
Basically, they have like I don't know, like 5 siblings or 6 siblings or so, right?
Yeah, usually, well, a lot do.
Right.
A lot
right.
do.
That's why
Yeah.
Philippines population is kind of so crazy now, right? But it's just so good things for the country, diba? Because the Japanese, right?
Yeah.
Low birth rate is so huge problem in Japan.
Oh yeah, I heard.
Like Japanese population is like this.
Oh
gets-
yeah. It's
Philippines like
declined.
completely,
Yes. Yeah.
diba?
Yeah. Okay, that's
So,
an interesting observation.
diba? Ninas. New
Yeah,
words,
you learned
new
something.
words.
You learned something.
Yeah.
So maybe you can make
Like for-
Tinez your ninong.
No, he's
Yung
my
manong.
he's my bro.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he's my bro. Like okay, like for example, if I see your father or mother, like
Yeah.
I guess, oh Ninas.
No,
Can be.
If you ask them to be because of a certain context,
Okay.
like that, like if you're getting baptized or if you're getting confirmed, but then like technically because we're friends,
Okay.
tito, tita.
Yeah.
Tito, tita.
Yeah, tito, tita. But then like you usually get like more ninongs, ninangs when it's like baptism, confirmation, and even weddings. So
Okay.
cultural insight.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Next question.
yeah, that took a while.
Okay. This one is interesting. How has your family background shaped your identity and values?
So, since I'm starting to be more active now, it's teaching me a lot about how being in a big family is because like I told you, like I don't have siblings. Like my immediate family is me, my mom, my dad, and then like my first like tier of cousins, like my first cousins and second cousins and stuff. But now I'm learning what it's like to be in a big family where you don't know everybody. You
Yeah.
meet them for the first time. So through that, like I'm learning to be more open. And then like from like going inwards now, like my immediate family, my cousins, of course, just like any Filipino family, it's shaped me to be very family oriented and to be very close to like my parents because I'm an only child. So growing up, I didn't have siblings, so I'm very, very close to my parents and stuff. And then my cousins and I, some of us are like siblings. So the usual Filipino family tight-knit values.
Are you enjoying like your like being only child?
Of course.
Since I have an older brother,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean,
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. You know,
Okay. Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
I just wanted to ask, cause
You went there.
basically, Filipino families,
Yeah.
are like kind of big, diba? It's kind of
it's a different setup. It's a very different
Diba?
setup because we're just three.
Yeah.
So, like,
how is it? How is it?
you know, growing up, I enjoyed it because the three of us were like a barkada. You know what a barkada is?
What's that?
Okay, a barkada is
It's not English, diba?
it's not
Tagalog.
English,
Okay,
it's Tagalog.
barkada. Okay.
Barkada. Friend group.
Okay.
It's like a friend group. Yeah.
like bro.
So kind of, but of course they're still my parents. So
Okay,
there's that
okay.
layer of respect that has to be there. But because I was an only child, like the three of us were like that. Like growing up, the two of them, I know that I could tell them anything. I know that they could also tell me a lot, even when I was a kid and when we hang out, like we can literally hang out like just the three of us and it's fine.
Yeah, that's sweet.
It's fun. And then now that I'm older, I'm even more appreciative of that relationship because like yeah, I'm older and I'm older and I understand a lot more now. So like when I need people to lean on, I know my parents are there and vice versa. So that's pretty cool. And my friends also tell me that like they see how close I am to my parents now when we'd be out, like I'd be eating with friends in a restaurant, I'll always bring them something, like always bring them food, I'll always bring them something. And they're like, it's nice that you guys are that close and that you can be open. It's a fun setup. And like, you know, from an only child perspective also, like only talking to your parents like when you're at home because you don't have like a fellow kid with you since there's since there's no sibling, you learn how to talk to adults very early. Yeah,
okay,
like
interesting.
that's something that my classmates would tell me and some teachers would tell me like when I was in grade school, they were like, wow, you can talk to adults very well. Like I don't know what it was that they saw exactly, but I was told that multiple times, like, wow, you can talk to adults very well. And then, like, some have told me that, oh, it's because you're an only child. So, yeah. Interesting fact.
Yeah, interesting facts.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, true.
That's funny.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Hi.
Glad to be of service.
That's really interesting. I never thought of that before.
Yeah, but
You can see it sometimes, like
yeah.
Because, you know, like, I'm older, right? And then, like, I'm hanging around with, like, you guys. And so I can see how, even, like, in Vegas, like, my team, they were younger. So whenever they were with me, it was, like, the conversations were different, right?
Yeah.
But then when I see them with people their age, I'm like, who the fuck are these guys? Like, bro, what? I don't even get their jokes already.
Yeah, it really teaches you how to like relate to people, both older and younger actually, because a common stereotype with only children also is they're not only good with adults, but they're also good with kids, which is ironic because you'd think like, oh, you wouldn't know how to deal with like babysitting or like being with a kid, but for some reason, it comes with it. Yeah, but on a personal note, sometimes like when you're an only child, like as you get older, you see that sometimes like, oh, you wish you would have a sibling.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
a lot of
when-
people say like that. diba?
Exactly. Like when I was younger, like everything was fine, but now that I'm older and like I'm faced with the reality that like my parents are a lot older than me, and then like health and all of that becomes a thing. All of a sudden, you wish like you had a sibling to kind of like help you out as well. Yeah. Anyway. Let's move on to something happier. Let's move on to something happier.
Okay. What aspect, still Jose Rizal, okay?
Okay.
What aspect of Jose Rizal's teachings or what aspects of Jose Rizal's teachings or activity? What aspect of Jose Rizal's teachings or activities? Actives. What aspects of Jose Rizal teachings or activities has influenced you the most?
Okay, so my favorite is when he said that you have to learn how to be a good leader, and to do that, you make yourself great, not exactly for vanity or for yourself, but so that you can inspire somebody to be even greater. Because like I think one misconception, and of course like what we see is he's a national hero.
Yeah.
He's like, he did all of these great things for the Philippines. But the main reason why he did all of those great things is because he loved the country, but he never saw himself as like the savior of the country. He was like, I'm making myself great and I'm doing all of this for the country. And I want to be an inspiration for somebody else to surpass me, to like do even more than I can. Because like he acknowledges that us people, we don't live forever, right? Like there's generational turnover and everything. But I liked how he always motivated people to make themselves great. Because of course, like, you and me in our careers especially, we want to be good, we want to do well, we want to succeed. But we also like, there's a part of us that also wants to pioneer and make life a little bit easier for the next generation also. So that's a teaching I like. Like he even called himself, like these are his words, he called himself a dispensable leader because he knows that part of leadership is also knowing when you need to hand the job over to somebody or when you need to ask for help. So yeah, those are things that I find like very relevant today because like, especially with how life is now, you can't always do things alone. Like it's always nice to have like your friends or your workmates to lean on and to help you. And then of course, you want to be an inspiration for like the next generation, the younger generation, or even just somebody who wants to, who wants to do well in the world.
How would you like to share Jose Rizal's teachings to the youth of the Philippines today?
Wow, serious. But I guess like how I can do it is like, well, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a politician, but I do create content.
Yeah.
So in that way, like my
you are an influencer.
Yeah, content creator.
Content creator
diba?
also.
Diba? So through that, because like especially like like people like our age, we like we like scrolling through Instagram and YouTube, and then like the reels I think are a very good way of doing it because like it's short enough for people to like to view. It also helps you like choose the important things to say, like those super necessary things. And it's fun. It's not so serious. It's not graded, so you don't feel pressured to like memorize everything. So I think that's like the best way I can think of right now.
What do you think Jose Rizal would think about the Philippines today?
Ooh. He would be proud of the progress we made, like from the time that he was around, because right now we're independent, right? We're independent. That in itself is something to appreciate. But him being the analytical mind that he is will always seek for improvement because that's something that he fought for also. Like you can't just be complacent. You can't just be stagnant. You should want to like make yourself better, make the surroundings better. So he would still have the same mindset that he had back then. But of course, that's my interpretation.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Thank
I
you
can't
so
speak for him.
I think he would say like
Oh, what would he say?
like, make highway. Like, solve the traffic, right?
Okay, I'm sure he would definitely say something about the traffic.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
It's too crazy, right? We need Jose Rizal. Oh, we can be a next.
Well, you want me to? I do not want to be the next Jose Rizal. I want to live a different life because like. That's something that people tell us, the descendants. Like, you guys need to be the next Jose Rizal. You need to do this and that. But, for me, there already was a Jose Rizal. Okay? There already was a Jose Rizal. Those are very big shoes to fill. I mean, national hero and everything. So, I'd rather say, like, we can be inspired by him, definitely, but we don't need to strive to be the next him. And I think even he would agree with that.
So I'm sorry for saying.
No, it's
okay, since you mentioned that, have you felt any, like, challenges being a descendant of Jose Rizal?
You always need to have your facts right. That's like something that I always remember, like need to remember. Like when people just say, like, how many siblings does he have? When was he here? When was he there? What did he do in that? So then, like, of course, you want to like always have the correct
know about
answer.
him.
Yeah. Otherwise, like, you know.
You can say just, Oh, ask Google. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Google it. Google,
Yeah.
right? Google it.
Google it.
Why are you asking Google it? Yeah, but then of course because like I make content out of it, that's why I have to be very conscious about it because
But you're enjoying it, diba?
Yeah,
Learning
I have-
about him, diba?
Yeah, I have a lot of fun with it actually. Like reading the books, the diary entries. I really love reading like the diary entries, the journals, because like you always find interesting things, and because it's very human, it's not
Yeah.
like the pure facts aspect of it. Like you get an insight into how he was as a person. So that's what I like. It's interesting.
Okay.
It's tea.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Few more last questions
Okay.
about Philippines.
About the Philippines.
Since
okay.
we are here in the Philippines, right?
Yeah. No, we're in Japan.
Okay.
Your face.
Yeah.
His face like, what do you
What
say?
should I say? Like something unique, something funny. Wala.
He's gonna cut that out.
What's good about the Philippines?
You're going to.
My signature.
Yeah, your signature question. I know
Yeah.
that if I say my same answer as a short one, you're gonna be like,
it's
no,
okay,
say something
it's
else.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Seriously.
Seriously?
Do you remember
No.
what you said in the like, short contents? No,
I don't
diba?
remember. Okay,
Go,
so it's fine.
Go.
So what's good about the Philippines? The food, the beaches. It's fun.
It's boring. The answer is so
Ano ba?
boring,
See?
you know?
That's what, okay. I remember you told that to me last time. Like before I even answered, you were like, "You're not allowed to say food and beaches." And I was like, "Excuse me."
Since she's my friend, you know, of course.
You have to say something
Yeah.
else. Okay, so what's good about the Philippines? It's hard to think of something that you'll allow me to say. Joke.
Oh.
Joke. Okay. So what's good and interesting about the Philippines is the history.
Okay.
Because even if the Philippines is a relatively young country, there's still so much to know and discover about it. Because like at the end of the day, history is a story.
Yeah.
And stories are nice to listen to because you can learn from it, especially like because there are lessons. It can also teach you how to like go on like with the next part of our history. So yeah, and of course, oh, you're not gonna like this, but the people are nice. And the food and beaches.
Okay. Since you mentioned history, diba?
Yeah.
I accept.
Wow. Was this graded?
Okay, what's your favorite Pinoy food?
Oh, sinigang and adobo and sisig.
So boring, right?
Gosh,
Everyone likes
it's
sinigang.
so good. Okay, fine.
Like, you're falling
Because
there?
it's that
Hoy.
good. It's that good. Okay, fine. Sisig.
Yeah.
I like sisig.
Okay.
Because like, you know, usually, I don't know why, but then like, sisig is never anybody's first choice. But it's so good.
No.
Really?
Kind of everybody.
Right?
does, yeah.
Really? Usually when
Yeah.
I talk to people, they say sinigang or adobo. But
Or
then
sisig.
Sisig,
Those
okay.
three are like most, you know.
Yeah, but
popular.
have you had sisig with sinigang?
Sisig?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good. It's good. Like
Yeah.
you mix, like you kind of mix it.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay, sisinigang. Something like that.
Okay, fine. Has anybody ever said kakanin to you?
Kakanin.
Kakanin. Rice cake, yeah.
Sticky rice cake,
Yeah.
diba?
My favorite kakanin.
With chocolate or something, diba?
Some have, but my favorite is sapin-sapin.
What the sapin-sapin?
Sapin-sapin.
Salami? Okay. Sorry po. Okay.
So sapin-sapin, it's like, so you know, puto, kuchinta, no? Okay, well, sapin-sapin, like, I'd say the texture is closer to kuchinta. It's like, it's almost like a cake, but it's like made of rice. And it's
A rice
sticky.
cake, diba?
Yeah, it's like a rice cake,
Okay.
but the texture is like, it's very chewy.
Okay.
So like it's different from what you'd expect of a rice cake, and then like it's layered. Like there's a white layer, a yellow layer, and a
I think
purple
I've
layer.
tried it.
Yeah, it's
The choco,
it's good.
diba?
I don't think I've
It's
had
with
it with
chocolate.
chocolate. Usually they sprinkle like those toasted coconut flakes on top.
Okay.
But for me, it's fine without it.
Okay, like something sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's kind of sweet. Yeah,
Okay.
it depends on like who prepares it. But then yeah, there you go.
Ganong sweet.
Ganon.
Ganon.
Happy ka na ba?
Diba? Oo.
Okay, happy
Thank
ka
you
na.
so much. Okay, since you know, I have a lot of foreigners viewers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recommend moving to the Philippines from other countries?
It depends on what you're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on what you're looking for. So like, I think you would have a very good time here. If it's what you wait, no, don't say that. Oh,
Yes or no question. Don't make it complicated.
okay. Yeah, of course.
That's it?
Huh?
Add more, add more.
Or you don't want any more foreigners here, is that why?
No, it's not that. It's just genuinely like, yeah, it's a fun place to live, right?
No.
You, of all people, always tell me like, it's a fun place to live. But of course, like it has to be what you're looking for. So like if you're looking for, or no, okay, I have a better answer. Fine.
We don't cut this part. Okay.
Excuse you.
Okay, again.
Again,
Do you
again.
recommend moving to the Philippines from other countries?
Yeah, of course. Because like here in the Philippines, like there's something for everyone. Like if you want like the city life, you have BGC, you have Makati, more relaxed, you have Alabang, and then like people now are moving to places like Siargao and Boracay to be closer to the beach. So of course, depending on what you're looking for, there's probably a place for you.
Perfect answer.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Last two questions. Oh my gosh. Should I ask this?
Just go.
What do you think are the biggest misconceptions people have about the Philippines?
Okay.
Kids?
Yeah.
Should I ask this?
Yeah,
that's okay.
a good one. That's
a good one.
Okay.
That's a good one. That's okay. So I think one misconception is because like this is the obvious one though, because the Philippines is always like labeled as a tropical country. Sometimes people think that you're near the beach all the time.
Yeah.
Right? But then like there are places like Baguio and stuff where you're like on a mountain, you're not near the beach. So that's one misconception. And then the next misconception would be
To be honest,
what?
some people look down to the Philippines still, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Like it's interesting to hear a misconception from a Filipino's standpoint. When you said beaches right now, I was like, whoa, I never heard that answer before. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I've encountered people who have visited the Philippines for the first time and then they bring like nothing but swimwear because they think like, oh, I'm going to be in the beach all the time. So that was something I was like surprised to see like, oh, okay. Because like we know that that's not how it is. You can't walk around BGC in your beachwear.
Yeah.
Unlike Boracay where like you literally can. So that was a misconception. And I guess another one is some people think that like everything here is cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a big misconception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a truth.
Yeah.
Japan is more cheaper
Really?
than Philippines. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, it depends on how
Yeah.
to live, but basically, it's
Yeah.
expensive here.
Wow. But I feel like that's also a case-to-case basis because like it also depends on like your background, what currency you earn in.
Yeah.
But some people like come in blind thinking that, oh, I'm moving to the Philippines or any Asian country for the matter and it's going to be cheaper. But like sometimes, especially depending on area, it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's just something to look into before like you plan your trips and stuff here. Just still be wary of that, right?
I think I have to mention like what our misconceptions are coming
Okay, yeah.
from the US. and
Actually,
it's-
Okay.
that would be interesting.
yeah, I think even just foreign in general, right? Because like I think me and you kind of had the same,
Yeah.
right? You know what I mean? It's like
Okay.
when we hear Philippines, it's like third world, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's another
We
one.
don't know that it exists. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
from our perspective what the misconceptions are. So it's real interesting to see what you thought, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's totally. You guys just gotta come here and really like
Yeah.
see because
See it.
Yeah, I actually have heard about cases like that. And I think it relates to when I said like people think that oh, tropical country automatically you'll be in a beach, like you'll be near a beach at all times. So I guess because you guys mentioned that you thought that like there weren't places like this, like BGC, like very city metropolitan areas. I had a friend who went to college abroad and everybody was, and some people were like, oh, you're from the Philippines, so you live in a tree house and stuff. And I'm like, at the time it was 2018. We were like, it's 2018, and people still thought that. So that was like, that was something. Like that was kind of interesting to see. But then like, yeah, though with social media and a lot of people like making lives here in BGC, I think people are slowly unlearning that. Yeah. It's just a matter of like what would gain traction and what would be seen on social media.
Yeah. But still not a lot of people don't know about BGC, right?
Yes.
Here is so BGC.
Yeah, it's very...
Not only BGC, but also, other big cities. Yeah. Cebu also.
Yeah, Cebu, Iloilo, I hear. Is
of
like,
course, Makati, or right? Manila.
But because you guys live here in BGC, BGC didn't always look like this. Like it wasn't always like high-rise buildings and very like high-tech and stuff. When I was like younger, I'd come here and it was so different. Like you wouldn't have this building that we're in right now. It was just high street. Like it was just high street, like Surrendra, Market, the Fort Strip.
That's it.
And then like a few other buildings, and that was it. And then when I was in high school, that's when like it kind of started. Like you'd see a new building pop up like here and there. Uptown wasn't even open when I was in high school.
It means like
it opened like
5, 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah, around that time. Like
imagine.
Right?
10 years later.
It's so different now.
Maybe Philippines gonna get Disneyland.
Maybe you never know. You never know. But
guys, time to come here, Philippines, to the Philippines. Seriously.
See it for yourself. I think that's what's important. Like it's hard to have an opinion about something if you don't see it for yourself. So come here, see it for yourself, and it's nice, and it really has something for everyone. Like depends on what type of vacation you're looking for.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We agree. We agree.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Okay. Last question. What's your future plan? What's your biggest dream?
My biggest dream? Gosh, the serious questions. Being able to continue what I do and having it reach more people. Because like, of course, us content creators, we want our stuff to reach more people. And if it makes someone happy, if it makes someone laugh, if it helps, in my case, if it helps someone in an exam, I'm happy with that. That'll be fine. And also so that I can continue what I'm doing. Yes, Rio, what's up? Do I need to add, subtract? Okay. To be able to continue so that, one day I could do even more. Right?
Yeah.
And meet BTS.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Okay, there you go.
Personal. Do you have any message to your community or to the world?
Of course. So let's all be vigilant. Misinformation is a thing now, and that's one thing that I try to fight through my content. So let's make sure that we don't contribute to that dissonance. Now, you can follow me at Hannah Maxine Cruz on Instagram and TikTok. And then on YouTube, I'm at Hannah Maxine. Catch me on Radio Katipunan 87.9 FM on Wednesdays from 5 to 6 p.m. So... yeah, Rio, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Thank
you
you.
for being
Thank you
here.
Arigato.
Arigatou gozaimasu. Okay, before we go,
yeah,
can you, share how good this place is?
As in this place, Manila Connection?
Oh.
Okay. Guys, for any podcast, filming, photography needs, Manila Connection is the place to be. They have it all. When you're with Direct Inez, gosh, easy experience. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. It's they help you out. They help you carry your visions out. And of course, they have like almost everything you need. So what are you waiting for?
Can you say, the email is on the description?
Okay. Email is in the description box.
Hit us up. Hit
okay.
Message.
You edit also, right?
No, it's okay. Message.
Okay, so the email, the contact, it's all in the description box. So for any of your needs in that nature, just get it down there, send a message, hit them up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You.
Guys, today's guest is Hannah. should I say Hannah
Yeah,
Maxim
just say Hannah
Cruz?
Maxim, so it's
Today's guest is Hannah Maxim Cruz.
Hi,
Thank
wow.
you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for
Thank you.
enjoying with me. Yay.
Hey.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.